Hey, look, it's the AT-ATs.
AT-AT.
Yeah,
AT-AT.
yeah. It's those four legs robot things.
Four legs?
Yeah,
Oh, it looks like a camel.
yeah. Those stuff. Those weird stuff.
Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, 1947. This is going to be another Danny Kaye movie, double bill that we saw at Stanford Theater. This movie really freaked out my son, especially the guy with the knife and Boris Karloff. Two creepy guys, two hired killers. Uh, Man, this movie is bizarre. It's just the Boris Karloff character is whack, and it just this movie confused me until I saw the ending, and I was just like, "What the hell did I just watch?" I mean, it's got the usual Danny Kaye kind of antics. No, the music wasn't as good as the Court Jester. Even my son agreed. Um, but it's kind of ironic because at the end, the cops show up and catch the bad guys. So um, all of a sudden, my son liked the movie because the bad guys got caught. One of them got punched really kind of slapstick Danny Kaye type stuff by the cop. And so I guess my son liked it. He didn't clap like he did for the Court Jester, though. And we saw the organ player pop out of the floor, start playing the organ at 7:30. So that was pretty cool. I mean, we got there like I was running late for my date in San Francisco, so I forget it. I'll call her on Monday, and then and we got to Palo Alto like uh, 2.5 hours early or something ridiculous. So we went to the ice cream shop, just sat there. He started watching Star Wars on my phone. I'm trying to charge it now. It got down to 70, which isn't too bad. It's up to 96 now. I guess I can unplug this thing. I was just happy that my son was there, but he was causing all kinds of havoc, like turning his head, putting his head in my lap, and he didn't want to hear the sound. Um, then he said he wanted to watch Clone Wars cartoon from like 2003 on my cell phone, and that just caused all kinds of havoc with the people behind us because I learned for the first time, like a dumbass, that you can't have your cell phone on in the movie theater because it acts like a flashlight to the people behind you. So this guy's like tapping my shoulder really hard and kicking my chair and stuff. I'm like, dude, my son can't handle the knife. It's bothering him. I had no idea that the flashlight was directly in his face. So he and his girlfriend or his wife or whatever, they just got up and moved. Another guy came down from way up in the balcony and he told me about the flashlight thing. And I'm like, all right, you got to turn the cell phone off, sit through the movie, which he did. And he said he enjoyed it. After telling me that he was scared to death of those two guys. So that was kind of interesting. And then both of us had to use a bathroom because we were like picking out on popcorn and soda. We went back to the snack bar like twice. So I spent $20 at Stanford Theater for 2 tubs of popcorn, 2 sodas, and 2 movie tickets. I can't believe how cheap it is over there. I thought I was going to spend like $60 or they're going to jack up the price, but I guess David Hewlett is subsidizing that theater big time because whenever I go there, it's like half the theater is empty. And so they're probably losing money big time. And halfway through, halfway through the court jester, the screen just went blank for like 5 minutes. And immediately my son says, I want to go back. He wanted to watch Star Wars. But anyway, we just sat there and waited, and it came back up. And then I fell asleep. Got really tired. But getting back to the secret life of Walter Mitty, enough about my personal anecdotes, okay? So it starts out with Danny Kaye and his mom. They're like driving around in the car. And Danny Kaye likes to daydream. He's not paying attention to his mom or something. Or his mom makes it seem like he's not paying attention to her. And he works at some kind of funky pulp magazine type of publisher. Then he gets mixed up in a murder. And there's a little black book that has all the secret hiding places for all this fine artworks and jewelry and stuff. It belongs to the Belgian government, I guess. And so he's riding he's riding on the train with this hot-looking blondie babe, flat-chested. And all of a sudden, some guy's like following her on the train. She kisses Danny Kaye, says, "Goodbye, honey, gotta go," that kind of stuff. And then she gets off the train, like Danny Kaye's following her. He says, "Hey, what's this all about?" And then he hops in the car. Some dude gets knifed, and that's when my son started freaking out. He doesn't like the sight of blood on the guy's chest right here. Then when I told him what happened, he started getting freaked out by the movie for the next like 30 minutes to 1 hour. Probably the next 45 minutes he was like turning his head, watching Clone Wars in the movie theater, which wasn't too cool for the people behind us. And then I don't know. Anyways, so Danny Kaye is daydreaming these weird kind of daydreams. The only part that I didn't really like was the fighter pilot daydream. All the other ones were pretty good and kind of bizarre. And then Boris Karloff gets in on it. He plays like a head shrinker he tries to throw Danny Kaye out the window. That freaked out my son too. He was watching Clone Wars, I think, at that time. And yeah, Boris Karloff looks really creepy in this. He's got his hair is like in some kind of hairspray thing going on, with like it's split down the middle all the way down the back. And his hair looks really creepy. His face is creepy. Yeah, Boris Karloff plays a creepy bad guy, which is pretty cool to see him in one of these kind of comedy slapstick movies from the late 40s. I guess this is around the time when his Frankenstein allure was kind of tapering off, but he has a lot of big scenes in this one, which is kind of surprising. and it's kind of cool. It's just a weird flick with all the flash, the kind of fantasy scenes, and then Boris Karloff playing a psychiatrist. Are you kidding me? A psychotic psychiatrist is kind of a cool concept that he's this he's this healthcare professional, so-called head shrinker dude, but then he's also a psychopath. It's kind of almost self-contradictory, but cool in a way. And then it turns out that the blondie's uncle is behind all these shenanigans to get the black book, and so the cops just appear for no apparent reason, and that's pretty much the film. I mean, pretty cool plot, and just it's just bizarre, especially the scene where Boris Karloff is in his head shrinker office trying to diagnose Danny Kaye, because they try to make him out as like he's got some kind of psychological issues or some kind of mental disorder. So he's sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden he sees like half naked women and stuff. That's when my son goes, ew. And women getting bound and gagged. He sees the blondie bound and gagged, and he sees a photo of a half naked woman. He's like, they never really made it clear in this movie how Boris Karloff is playing Jedi mind tricks to make Danny Kaye think that he's crazy, but it was just totally weird and crazy at that point. It was like it almost became like a B movie or an exploitation movie. Definitely risque for that time period. And I don't know. I just love this flick. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, same as Court Jester. I really enjoyed both movies. It was probably the best double bill that I've ever seen at Stanford Theater. Although I have seen some pretty good Hitchcock double bills there. This one was definitely a landmark day for me and my son. We finally got to go to Stanford Theater after 7 years of waiting. So I was kind of bummed that he got freaked out, but I guess the movie kind of redeemed itself at the end when the cops showed up to catch the bad guys. So he liked it, but he kind of agreed with me that the music wasn't as good as the Court Jester. And I think I preferred the Court Jester, but I'm still giving this one 5 out of 5 stars just for the wow's weird kind of creepy, surreal kind of movie with Danny Kaye in it. Boris Karloff. That's kind of an odd combination, if you ask me. But yeah, it works. I enjoyed it. I clapped at the end. He didn't clap, but anyways, he's done with his Star Wars Rebels. Oh, wait a minute. He's not done. I thought he was done with the first disc. He's obsessed with this because it's got Darth Vader in it. I don't know where Darth Maul is. Anyways. Yeah, cool flick. Check it out. Highly recommended. And that's the end of my review. Laters.